Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to make bags. Just very ordinary, very simple carrying bags with handles. And they're made, you could see these bags as handbags or as tote bags, and you can make them any size you like. But what I'm going to do is just use regular denim and felt for the lining to show you how straightforward the construction of these bags is. We've got a rectangle of denim here, and this measured 38 by 53 centimetres, and what you do is you cut out the fabric that you want for the shell, the denim, as well as the fabric that you want for your lining. And I've already made this up to save time for our little film, but really this started out, this lining piece here started out exactly the same as this, and already I've put some detail on the edge of this, which I'm going to repeat here now, because what you do as soon as you've got your rectangle of cloth is you stitch a line of stay stitching on the two short ends, which eventually are going to make the top edge of your bag. So we're going to do a line of stay stitching on the machine now. I've done one edge already, like I said, to save time, and this is how we do it. We'll just have a seam allowance of 1.5 centimetres and a long stitch length and no back stitching, and we just do a straight line all the way along. And then we get our work out of the machine, cut the thread ends off, and we then iron this in, just like I already have done on this edge. We're going to use the iron, press in a crease along the line of stay stitching. I've used orange thread because hopefully that means you'll be able to see it in this little film. So we're just putting a crease in like that, using the stay stitching as a guide. So the turning is about 15 millimetres, and there we are, that edge is done already. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do on the sewing machine is stitch the side seams of the bag, and that means we put these corners together like that, and we sew with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, and this time slightly shorter stitch length, and we're going to back stitch before we sew forwards again. And just stitch all the way down to the bottom fold of your fabric, and don't back stitch when you get to the base. You don't need to. Cut these threads off close to the cloth again and do exactly the same thing on the other side. And we'll begin to see now we're making a bit of a bag structure. Open the side seams, flip down that top edge. In fact, if you press the side seams, that would be a good idea. So help with the construction of your bag by just using heat and the pressure of an iron to force creases where you want them to be, and certainly in these seams, folding the seam allowance back and out of the way is going to help get a better finish and edge to your bag when it's complete. So, side seams are stitched now, but at the moment the bag is very flat, it's not got a three-dimensional shape. We need to give it some depth. And all we do for that is put our hand inside the bag to the point and squash it like that and then sew across the side seam, enclosing the base. So we just take that corner and we put it under our presser foot again, and you can decide, you know, how deep or how narrow or wide you want the depth of your bag to be here. I'm going to go for something, I'm going to stitch about, well, to get this effect, you can see I've got to do about a 12 centimetre seam across here roughly. So